Around the same time, the back end of November, the DFSA actually approved XRP as a digital asset that could be utilized by businesses within the DIFC regime. So, that's a huge step for us in just firstly providing that clarity on XRP in the region.
Hey everybody, it's Eri from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and Reese Merrick, yes, that's who that was, Ripple's Middle East manager sitting in Dubai. What a view behind him. The recent approval to expand their presence in the Middle East, well, puts them poised to tap the UAE's $40 billion cross-border payments market. It looks like they have outlined RLUSD as the utility. Is it the one on Ethereum or XRPL? It doesn't specify, but let me read you the paragraph here where it is definitely a stablecoin play. So payments utility is also expected to drive greater stablecoin adoption in the UAE, with stablecoins offering real-time settlement compared to traditional banking systems, which take days to process. Launched at the end of December on global exchanges, Ripple's own RLUSD stablecoin has already surpassed 130 million in market cap. If we are to specifically take a look at the XRP Ledger activity, let's talk about the new docs that just dropped within the hour for Strobe protocol. This is a protocol that is supported by Ripple, and it's got the power of the XRP Ledger, Axelar, Persist, the Zaman wallet, and the Deaton wallet, also known as Doppler Finance. This is all going to utilize the new EVM sidechain. And sticking with Doppler Finance for a moment, they are bringing this XRP Fi to the market. The deposit cap for the third batch that's coming has been set at 5 million. And that was through a community vote that just ended a couple of hours ago. The amount of the yield and the date will be disclosed in the near future. A quick visual of the top 50 by market cap. You can see BNB and XRP just up over 6%. And look who's doing quite nicely. That's XLM with a 13% gain in the last 24 hours. I think that's on the heels of an announcement that Ondo Finance is going to be working on Stellar. And Bitcoin just under 82,000. It really feels like it wants to reach its all-time high, and it's so tied to the macroeconomics. The global liquidity just has to rise some more in order to get this king of coins to move in the direction of up and to the right. Congratulations to Eleanor Terrett, who is leaving Fox Business News after years of working there. And yeah, I find this move interesting because the podcast that she's going to join with two other co-hosts are brought to us by Say Network. Say is a token that had a distribution of an airdrop that taught us a lot in this space. They had great challenges with that airdrop. And they also had a very early integration with Axelar. So essentially, they have this now very soon open potential to do some cross-chain DeFi with XRP and the Say Network POS blockchain. Something went the wrong way when it came to their Crypto America X account. It has been suspended for some reason, but no doubt they're trying to work through that. Jacqueline Melanik is her co-host. She is a former crypto reporter with Crunchbase. And Gerald Gallagher, who is general counsel at Say Networks. They got their channel up, crypto in America. No content yet, but yes, I'm kind of curious. With the new administration, we're going to see a lot of changes coming from the US. But being such a global market, is it a good strategy to only focus on the US? Now, I want to have you make a shift. I want you to think about AI agents and payments. These are two former Ripple employees, and I want to tell you that subscription fatigue is real. Data shows us that from Deloitte, PwC, and many others. These two guys have identified the convergence of AI and payments. Millions of AI agents are going to get on-demand instant access with micropayments. So how does this work out? Well, an example would be instead of having a subscription, you might just pay for the one article that you want to read, or you might just pay for that one-time use or one-time task. And in this way, you can unleash your agent to transact on these websites, and it will be through micropayments.
And now with the advent of agents, we're seeing a transformation in the way software is going to be sold. Again, it's not going to be SaaS-based, which is really about humans paying for their subscriptions. It's going to be on-demand access by these agents. And these agents are going to be millions of them. And there's more of them created every single day that both need the ability to go out, find these services and pay for them, and also monetize their own services. And so when you think about the scale of this opportunity, it's the same scale as like software, because this is the future of how these businesses are going to monetize and how software is accessed.
And would you want to rent, buy, or lease an AI agent? Of course. The question is how smart do you want it and what's your budget?
Yeah, and if we're being honest, like this agent stuff has popped up or innovated pretty massively over the last couple of months, David.
Yeah.
So can you imagine where we're going to be at the end of the year? I mean, it's pretty insane. And so like kind of like going on with this thread, right? Is this just located in China with all this agent stuff, or is there other stuff going on? And the answer is like, well, OpenAI actually is rumored to be launching their own set of agents, David. And it's going to come in 3 different categories. It's going to come in a $2,000 a month agent, a $10,000 a month agent, and a $20,000 a month agent, right? It'll be split across a range of these different price levels. The $20,000 a month agent, David, is supposed to act as a PhD level employee. So it's as if you were hiring, I don't know, a PhD level, comp sci or mathematics graduate into your quant fund or whatever that might be. Okay. And this agent, being paid significantly much less than an actual PhD level candidate human would be, can now just like operate 24/7 at your business and kind of like run that particular role for you, right? The 10K agent is then supposed to be software engineer expert level at that pay. And then at the $2,000, and maybe this is a little more insulting, is meant to be, it's actually termed a high-paid knowledge worker agent. which
you can
hilarious.
get a high-paid knowledge worker. You can outsource a high-paid knowledge worker's job for the low cost of $2,000 a month.
Former head of strategy at Ripple, Emi Yoshikawa, she said it's about time that the XRP Ledger community had a FUD buster. And she's talking about an AI agent for real-time FUD detection and correction. Yeah, 100%, Emmy. It's about time we fight FUD smarter, because the old way is not making a dent of difference. I made a small change on my profile, so the blue check mark on X will return shortly. I am locked in on XRPL, SWI, Flare, and hooks. I must tell you, I was shocked beyond belief when I saw Charles Hoskinson on the dojo, which is the sumo ring, in shoes. Please, everybody, if you visit a stable, training stable, which is called a heya, here in Japan, don't ever step on the ring with your shoes on. Take your shoes off. I just can't imagine he probably stomped through the whole stable with those shoes on all day. It's a no-no, guys. Please don't do it. This is On America News, and they have 2.2 million followers on X. John Deaton was on their channel. I'm going to let him take you out. So until next time, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.
Do you think that in a world in which Trump is constantly threatening tariffs, creating exemptions, push and pull to try to get other nations to do what he wants, that you might see crypto and gold and some of these more stable assets become a haven for people's investments?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that what you're going to see, listen, it's painful to watch almost $5 trillion, leave the market and the crypto markets, but it's going to come back. As soon as the Fed does lower rates, liquidity, quantitative easing is going to kick in, and you're going to see asset prices like gold and crypto skyrocket. But there's no doubt about it that as far as crypto goes now, it's had a federal stamp of approval by the President of the United States with the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, the digital asset stockpile. And so I think that that's going to be an asset class that does well along with other assets as we move forward.